And right now at 6, it's a case that could go a long way toward determining who gets elected in Wisconsin, possibly as soon as next year.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court will soon decide whether the state's legislative maps are constitutional. The shape and the size of the current maps are created by Republicans, despite the state's 50-50 political divide. The GOP holds nearly supermajority in both the Senate and the Assembly.
And that case, as it makes its way through the courts, one researcher is searching for a way to take humans out of the redistricting process.
Ben Jordan going in depth tonight with a UW-Milwaukee engineering professor who's claiming math can draw unbiased maps far better than humanly possible.
From campus course scheduling,
I really like complex systems,
to optimizing seaport shipping terminals.
Particularly, I'm doing a lot of math and computer modeling.
UW-Milwaukee industrial and manufacturing engineering professor Matt Petering uses his computer coding skills to solve complicated problems that are often too difficult for people to efficiently answer.
This is Village of Kohler.
For the past 4 years,
I would consider it more challenging than most that I've worked on.
He's dedicated countless hours to come up with a new algorithm.
The algorithm has decided to do that
he believes would take the human bias out of the legislative redistricting process.
In 1997, Deep Blue became the first computer program to beat the world champion in chess. And I believe in 2023 or early 24, perhaps my algorithm might become the first algorithm to really make a statewide legislative map for a whole state.
Matt submitted this brief to inform the court that if the majority of justices rule it's time to start from scratch, he has a formula to create more competitive districts.
I would be of the opinion that we should go for one that is strictly fair.
Matt's algorithm starts with averaging the results of the last 6 statewide elections. 51.5% of the total vote went to Democrats, 48.5% sided with Republican candidates, and then analyzing the breakdown of roughly 7,000 individual voting wards.
It is attempting to make a proportional map, one that does give those parties that percent of districts that they are expected to win.
Matt says the most difficult part of drawing legislative maps is all of the criteria that need to be met in order for the districts to be considered constitutional. From keeping legislative districts contiguous, meaning municipalities and counties are kept intact whenever possible, to satisfying the Federal Voting Rights Act, which gives minority voters a chance to elect their candidates of choice.
This is enormously difficult. To find even one legally acceptable map is a challenge.
Matt showed us some of the biggest changes in southeastern Wisconsin under his algorithm, from much different shapes in Racine and Kenosha counties.
This is not something that I told it to do.
To keeping the city of Sheboygan intact rather than split in half.
This is a slight D leaning district.
If the Supreme Court were to use his algorithm or something similar, Matt says far more districts would be considered toss-ups.
The algorithm looks globally at the map, and it does make local tweaks, but it tries to make them so as to achieve the global, should I say, harmony among the different criteria you need to consider.
Matt thinks it's an opportunity to create a scenario where either Republicans or Democrats could hold a majority in the Assembly and Senate in a purple state. Reporting at UW-Milwaukee, Ben Jordan, TMJ4 News.